Markham Thunder defenseman Jess Hartwick always felt the best hockey players were also the best skaters. She decided to turn that passion into a business called Hart Stride, where she trains athletes of all skill levels and ages on a Blade Treadmill. Yeah, a treadmill to skate. No joke. Check it out.
Really breaks down the stride a lot and really helps you kind of focus more on the fundamentals of hockey, which is your skating. It doesn't feel exactly like ice. It's almost impossible to mimic the feeling of ice. And when you step on, the treadmill's moving against you, so it's all resistance training. So we're working on our edges, getting in our inside, outside edges. So not only are we working on stride technique, but now we're working on strengthening that stride as we do it. A lot of times when people are skating on the ice, coaches say go as fast as you can, and we think we're going as fast as you can, but there's that whole other level. So on here, we learn how to be in that uncomfortable situation, keep your feet moving, and doing it properly at the same time.
I have the power of the button, so.
It helps a lot with doing like crossovers and things like this too, and you can do the same thing on one foot.
This time you're working on?
My core strength. So I'm going to be holding this medicine ball straight out in front like this. We want to be in that straight line the whole time, so we're focusing on keeping our core nice and tight.
Just another way to work on core. You can actually get a partner and do a little bit of strength this way.
Exactly, yeah. So now we're working on kind of the side core, controlling that ball. It's similar to like if you're getting hit in a game, someone bumps into you, working on controlling that and being able to push back.
We've seen how well this develops your actual skating techniques, but Jess, you can also work on stick handling, shooting, all those components of the game.
For sure, yeah. One common theme that happens when a puck gets on your stick, we tend to stop skating just because we're so distracted by that puck. We're so focused on it. So here on the treadmill, makes you skate while you're stick handling. The puck's moving backwards, so you're learning how to use that strength to pull that puck back and forth with something that's moving against you as well too, right? So that extra strength goes a long way.
It was really cool to see Jess work out on the treadmill, and as you can see, for pro players, it really can push them to the limit in a really safe environment. Those skills obviously transferred onto the ice. But what would it be like for a beginner? And when I say beginner, I mean absolute base level, haven't skated since I was 10 years old. Me, I'll show you coming up a little later in the show. You're talking to me from the perspective of a pro player. I haven't skated since I was 10. Yeah. Can it be beneficial for me and for you?
For sure. It breaks down the stride for all ages, all levels. The best part about this as well, you're harnessed in. So I kind of take away that feeling of being afraid and start to work on little things that people are kind of nervous to try in different settings. You're going to kick your heels up to your bum so it looks like this. And there you go. So if you fall, this is the only thing that happens.
Which is a whole lot of nothing.
Exactly. So first thing I always teach my beginner skaters is hockey stance. So when we're in our hockey stance, okay, right now you're standing up nice and tall. I want you to bend your knees a little bit more and keep your feet a little bit closer together.
Like it feels like skating, but because it's moving against you, it's a lot harder.
Exactly, right? You're feeling all different muscles that you're not usually used to using when you're on the ice. It also feels a little bit more resistance because the treadmill's going slower. I'm going to speed it up a tiny bit. Don't be afraid. You don't have to move your feet faster. Just keep them the way that they are. There you go. Nice. That's better. Give me 5 more seconds like that, and then I'll switch things up a little bit. When this treadmill speeds up, now that we're getting off the bar, you're going to keep your feet moving with your hands on the bar, just because we always want to get warmed up before we let go. So hands on the bar, let go with one. You can switch arms if you want, if you're getting a little nervous, and then when you're ready, let go with both. And then when you're ready, you can let go with the other.
Okay, yeah, definitely not.
Yeah, just make sure your feet come back to the center a little bit more there. You don't have to push there. Good.
I think it's because you're not used to you're not used to having like when you skate, you don't have something coming against you.
Exactly, So it's working against you. Yeah.
So how long normally for a beginner would you really work on stride technique before you can really feel solid on this?
Yeah, so what I do is for an hour session, usually they're looking at like at least half an hour of on the bar technique, focusing on little details, and then when they feel comfortable, it's off the bar. But sometimes in a first session, like right now, sometimes they wouldn't even be getting off the bar. So
and it is not easy when you are not a good skater. You can like feel it burning everywhere.
And then just try and keep that up. 3, 2, 1. Good.
Just absolutely brutal. The things I do to entertain the CityNews viewers of Toronto, that is despicable. But Jess, super positive the whole way through, made me feel like I kind of sort of did it. And if I worked with her much longer than the 15 minutes, I'm convinced I would have left there feeling like I could really get out and rip around maybe Nathan Phillips Square. I don't know. Maybe not. Probably not. My cameraman Dan is saying no chance, no chance. Now, Jess has a very busy weekend ahead of her. She, of course, plays with the Markham Thunder, who are in the playoffs. They're in Montreal to start tonight, the start of a 3-game series to try to make it to the Clarkson Cup. If they made it to the Clarkson Cup, they'd be competing for their very first title. Of course, the Brampton Thunder before the Markham Thunder, but it would be Markham's first either way. So cheering on Jess this weekend, and I thank her for giving me the opportunity to try at Hart Stride. I hope I didn't let her down.